Oh, there he is.
No way.
Hello.
Miss Joe, you're looking really fit today.
Thank you.
I mean,
Oh, Joe's back.
incredibly fit, Joe. That's impressive.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do with my spare time, so I turned into Tom Holland.
How sweet.
Wait, was that your goal?
Yes.
You could use the regular cream, right?
Joe, what's
There you go, Tom Holland.
Where I don't have a problem.
Oh, there we go, Joe. Good. Your future's bright. Keep those sunglasses on. Pretty bright.
Won't be able to see how bright you're.
Yeah, that's really, really good. So, James, did you get a haircut?
Yeah, unfortunately.
How does one do that these days?
My dad.
Oh, okay.
You have to break in.
I was gonna say, well,
Yeah,
Ethan,
we broke.
Ethan, have you thought about sneaking over to James's house and
Nope. No.
or maybe James, in this era of social distancing, you could leave your trimmer on the porch and Ethan could swing by.
Put
Of
some
course.
You never know. I think has anyone heard from Carter?
Nope.
Nope.
He
He was
left early last time. I don't know where he went, but
Left early from your
Last
time?
class.
Sure.
Oh, isn't he supposed to go get food for Clevens and Amy?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That could be. Let's see here. I'll just put in a quick little text, and then we'll go from there.
these are polarized.
What does your shirt say there, James?
Okay.
No, that's pretty funny. Alec, I appreciate the beardedness. That makes me happy.
Makes all of us happy.
Yep, it's really, really good. Let's see here, Miss Lauren. I see an L there. What does that stand for?
Loser.
No, I doubt that.
Yeah.
So, folks, now's the time when we start to kind of, I don't know how I could say this nicely. We kind of start to freewheel. That is, we have less of a formal shape or structure to class and more of, why am I echoing, I wonder?
Someone's on speaker and also delayed slightly.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a real problem. Let's see. I might go ahead and mute some folks here, but it sounds better now. Yes? You guys good?
Yes.
Okay. So basically we start to go sort of free form in class. We're going to finish 6.20. But other than that, then we'll start to pick back up on book 4. I'd like to spend at least this week, today and Wednesday, on book 4, probably a little bit of next week as well, mainly because book 4 is the most in the past of everything we have. It's the most in the past. And so I think Virgil books 1 and 2 will come back to you pretty quickly once we get to those. And so I'd like to spend the next bit on Virgil. Or I'm sorry, on Caesar book 4. What I'd like to do now is I asked you guys to spend, was it 4 days, 30 minutes per day? Is that right?
Something like that.
So,
I thought it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Just 3 days. Okay, 3 days. So an hour and a half. Hour and a half. And so basically what we're looking at is 10 points per day. So out of 30, basically we're looking at, for every 3 minutes you studied, that's 1 point. Make sense? For every 3 minutes you studied, that's 1 point. So out of 30 points is what we're looking at. Yes, makes sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Perfect. Would you prefer to private chat me, or would you prefer me just to go around and take your grade? I don't care, actually.
I don't mind.
Doesn't matter to me. Jacob Bowling, tell me your score.
25.
25. Great. Levi,
30.
30. James,
30.
Alec,
It was every what minute is 1 point?
no. Every 3 minutes is 1 point.
Every 3 minutes.
So you divide by 3.
Okay. I don't know.
So like,
Um,
so you were to do 90 minutes, and so then that's what gives you the 30 points.
Let's go 20.
Okay.
I think.
Now, Alec and Jacob, you guys are more than welcome. So that means, Alec, you're lacking 30 minutes. Jacob, you're lacking 15. You guys are more than welcome to make that time up today and then just email me. That's fine. I just want you to get the time in. Okay? So we're in this weird world where late is sort of relative. Okay, Ethan, what are you at?
27.
27. Same thing for you, Ethan. Jacob H.
I'd be at 27 as well.
Joe.
20.
And Miss Lauren.
23
23.
or something like that.
Okay,
Something
sounds good.
like that, yeah.
That's great. Okay, so so guys, go ahead. I mean, you might as well take that extra time. None of you are very far off from getting full credit. You might as well get full credit on these things. So please, I encourage you to do that. Okay. Let's see. I'm just turning to book 6.20 if I can find it. What is happening? All right. Here we go. 6.20. And I don't know how far we were in this. I can't remember even a little bit.
Res cubitates commodius.
That's the one. Yeah, you got it. Guys, we'll start with Kwai. There, let's just start right at the top. I wanted to show you something about Kwai, if you don't mind. Hopefully you guys can see this.
Point 2.
So we've got Kwai. And first of all, Kwai is plural. Okay. Whenever Kwai starts a sentence, qui, quote, any of those, I want you to start the sentence with the word and when you're translating. And then if it's plural, you're going to say and these. If it's singular, you would say and this. Okay. Everybody got it?
Yep.
You could say those also if you wanted to, but something like that. But use and then what we call a demonstrative. That should be helpful.
Would there be a case where you would use these versus when you would use those?
There's no way to tell. It's whatever makes more sense.
Mm.
Sorry, I wish it were easier, but it's not. Yeah, what can I do?
Where are we at?
We're at the top of 6.20.
All right.
Ethan.
Top of 6.20. And those states which. Okay. And those states which. So, quae civitates, and those states which existimantur, are thought. Those states which are thought to do what? To administrare. Okay. To manage their own rem publicum. Those states which are thought to manage their own republic, commodius. What does commodius mean?
More efficiently? Or
More
more?
efficiently, more justly, something like that. What do they have? They have sanctioned, sanctum, they have sanctioned in their laws. Okay, they have sanctioned in their laws, si quis quid. If anyone, shall have received, acceperet, shall have received anything from rumor or report, from rumore or aut fama. If anyone shall have received anything from rumor or report, de re publica, about the republic, from their neighbors. Okay, so I think we might have done this from the bordering tribes or something like that, but this is like personal people. Okay, so this is talking about how they handle rumors, reports, suspicions, and so forth. Yes, Ethan, makes sense?
Yes.
Great. So, so if anyone shall have received anything from rumor or report about the republic from their neighbors, okay, from their neighbors, then what are they supposed to do?
Report it.
He should report it to the magistratum. He should deferat. In other words, deferat means to report. He should report it, so that he should report it to the magistrate, to the I don't know, administrator,
Public officials.
public official. He should report it to the public official, and he should not. Okay, he should not communicate. He should not communicate it with somebody else. Cum quo alio. So basically, you hear a rumor, go straight to the public official. Okay.
Straight to the
So if we were in Pawnee, you would report it straight to City Manager Ben Wyatt. All right, or straight to Leslie Knope or something like that. Okay, you don't talk to somebody else about it. All right, you don't talk to the folks at Paunchberger. You don't talk to folks really anywhere else. You go straight to that official. Okay, straight to the magistratus, to the magistratum. And here's why. We've got a because here. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. We have a question. Joe, go ahead.
This next part that you're about to do we go all the way down to Cognitum S and then go back up?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you go down to Cognitum Est, which is that glossed for you? No, it's not.
No.
Yeah. Because it has been known, it has been discovered, it has been found out, basically, Cognitum Est, that Timarios homines, that rash men, and also rash and imperitos men, unskilled, inexperienced men are terrari. They're scared by false rumors. Now, folks, does this seem somehow applicable to what's going on right now?
Yeah.
Seems like there are a lot of rumors going on. I've talked to, for instance, let me just say this. Oh, hold on. Let me mute y'all. I can figure this. There we go. To it. Oops, I just muted myself. Ah! That's hilarious. Okay, now y'all are muted. Hopefully you can still hear me. Basically, so there's a nurse lives across the street, and she was telling me that basically only believes something you hear from the CDC. All right, Center for Disease Control. Wait a minute, can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yeah. Scratchy though.
Yeah, it's
scratchy. So am I cutting in and out?
Now it's better. Earlier you were scratchy and staticky.
very rapidly cutting in and out.
Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, is that better? Great. Basically, she said only trust the CDC or the WHO, the World Health Organization. Trust no one else. Which, you know, if you limit your sources very severely, then maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know.
I've been hearing a lot about how the WHO is more concerned about politics than public health, but that's kind of an opinion.
Right. Joe says trust nobody. Yeah, what she told me, she said, look, CDC is going to issue a report every day. Only look at that. Don't worry about anything else. Everybody else has some other agenda going on. So, that's interesting. Okay. But certainly we can see why inexperienced, okay, how much experience do I have in epidemiology? What's epidemiology? Epidemiology is the study of epidemics.
He has a lot of experience.
I read a book once. That's it. In other words, I have no experience about this. But neither does anyone else, all right, except for actual doctors like Dr. Fauci. So it's kind of funny. There are a lot of people saying a lot of things right now who have no idea what they're talking about. I would call them inconsiderate and inexperienced men and women. So there you go. And they're scared by these things. They're terraried by these things. And then what? And then what? They are impelled. They are driven to a crime. They're driven to crime. A facinus, or an evil deed. They're orneriness, evil deed, facinus. And what do they do then? Basically, they take a plan de summis rebus about really important things. And what are they taking that plan about really important things? What are they basing their knowledge on?
The rumors.
They're basing their knowledge on rumors. And yet they're making really important plans based on the rumors. You see the problem here? Wow, huge problem. That's why they're saying go straight to the magistrates and then they'll know how to do it. Go straight to the folks in charge, the magistratus. Okay, now, the magistratus, okay, so this is plural here. The magistratus, what do?
They conceal.
Yes. Okay. They conceal those things which, in other words, seem best. Okay, those things which we sunt, which seem. All this says, by the way, is they conceal those things which seem. The idea is they conceal those things which seem best to conceal. And what do? They judicaverunt. They produnt. They pass out, basically. They send out those things, those things which they have judged to be of use. All right? So you basically take everything to this central clearinghouse and you say, okay, look, here's all the information. Figure it out. Tell everybody what they need and conceal what people don't need. Now, I want to ask you all, what do you think of this system?
It works until someone finds out about it.
And then they lose trust in you.
Then they
A
lose
lot of
trust
people
in-
are
Okay. Go ahead, James.
a lot of people are concerned about transparency, especially, and that's not a very good transparent system, you might say.
Okay. What might be a better system?
Tell the public about it, but judge it yourself, maybe. So you tell the public and you say, hey, we have an issue of, breaking the Constitution or something. We are working on coming up with an issue.
Other ideas?
Solution.
Ethan?
Not really.
Caramel macchiatos for everyone.
I
There
mean,
you go.
the problem is that a lot of people, or not a lot of the things that public officials are concerned about are not really things that you might want to tell the public.
Like what?
You know what? I don't have any basis for that statement, so I'm.
Take
Bribery.
it from the record. Other ideas? Levi, I haven't heard from you.
Because he's muted.
Oh, that's probably because you're muted.
Yeah, that would make sense. I don't really have any.
Okay. Well, sounds good. So let's do that the very last sentence of 6.20. De Republica nisi per concilium, loqui non conceditur. So it is not permitted, non conceditur. Throughout Caesar, guys, I hope you realize it's as soon as you figure out the governing verb, the verb that sort of controls the rest, Caesar actually sort of lays itself out for you. Non conceditur, it's not permitted. Okay, it's not permitted to do what? To loqui, to talk about the Republic.
The Republic.
Nisi per concilium. Except to whom? Or except in what?
In the council.
Yeah. Okay. Or except it literally says except through the council. So in other words, the council has to be your conduit to talk about the Republic. So there are issues, of course. This is the way China does things. I mean, there are definitely issues. As I've said in class many other times, regardless of what your friends and associates say, the first sign of authoritarian government is not Second Amendment rights being taken away. It's First Amendment rights being taken away. First Amendment rights are the ones you need to worry about. All right. So what are the First Amendment rights, folks? There are 4 of them. What are they?
Isn't that freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of the freedom to assemble, and
Religion.
oh
Those
Isn't that-
4.
Isn't that what Governor Kelly got like?
yeah, she's trying to take that away.
Well, so watch. Of those 4, which ones are taken away right now?
Religion. Wait.
She did try to take away
Assemble.
freedom to assemble, freedom to religion,
Freedom of press.
freedom of press.
Freedom of the press has been. How has freedom of the press been changed, James? I want to hear this one. Oh, you're muted.
Well, of course, there isn't really a press like we think of it at this point, but like it's sort of the same thing as
What do
like
you mean?
freedom of speech. I mean, I'm sure they don't have like newspapers and stuff, or like Twitter.
Wait, are you saying that right now the freedom of press is being taken away, or back in Gaul in this time? Which one are you saying?
Back in Gaul.
Oh, sure. In Gaul, absolutely. There's no press, there's no freedom of speech, no right to assemble, and no freedom of religion. Absolutely. There were none of those 4. I 100% agree.
There was no right.
Ethan, you were talking about what's been taken away right now. You
Yeah.
tell me what you think's been taken away right now.
I was saying freedom of religion and then freedom to assemble.
Okay. So do you think that people still have the ability to freely exercise their religion, Ethan?
Yeah, it's kind of like assembly and religion mixed with like
they-
you can actually go to church.
So they overlap then.
Yeah.
I would probably say that the one that the governor would claim is that she's taken away the right to peacefully assemble.
Yeah.
I would say that's the one that that's what she would say. And now I see what you're saying also, that others would claim that there's another one there.
And I definitely think that after this, the Supreme Court's going to have some problems on their hands.
You do or do not?
Do.
There's
About what?
already like 2 lawsuits against Kelly.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's like from Dodge City and then somewhere else.
Junction City. And those 2 churches were given the right by a judge to meet this weekend.
Yeah.
No other churches, just those 2. So yeah, it does get tricky. All right. No one could have, I mean, people definitely could have foreseen a pandemic, but I don't know that anyone could have foreseen the fallout from the pandemic. Right. So anyway, it is fascinating. Guys, what I want us to do is I want us to Are there any questions on 6.20, by the way? Pretty straightforward. As I said, if you get those verbs right, usually things go well. The controlling verb usually is kind of your key. I wanted to take you on a little journey, if you don't mind. Let me see if I can pull this off here, folks.
Ancient world.
What's that now?
Is this through the modern world or the ancient world?
Well, it's just kind of, you know. Here we go. There it is. All right. Okay. Because why not, people? Why not? Now, anybody know where I am right now?
Greece.
Not Greece.
Gaul.
Not Gaul.
Rome.
Rome, that's right. Okay, so if you guys can see here, right, I'll have to lean forward here. Right over my shoulder, this road, what's that road, folks?
The Via Appia.
It is the Via Appia, and it's the section of the Via Appia that's called the Sacra Via. The Sacra Via. And as a matter of fact, it's actually called the Summa Sacra Via, the top of the Holy Road. And right in here, actually about where I am right now, is the Umbilicus Romae. What does umbilicus mean?
Belly button?
Her birth.
Belly button.
place.
Yes, the belly button of Rome. So the belly button of Rome, that means the center from which all of the parts go out. And so this road right here would be mile marker, basically mile marker 0 or mile marker 1, depending on how you mark it. When we say all roads lead from Rome, what we actually mean is all roads go out from this point in the Forum. And so if you say you're 300 miles away on the Appian Way, you're 300 miles away from this point right here, right? So that's it's a very important place in Rome. The golden mile marker was here, and also a sign that says Umbilicus Romae, the belly button of Rome. This temple right here, all right, obviously these are ruins, but these columns here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, are there 8 or 7?
I count 8.
Yeah, this high pedestal with these skinny columns meant to look taller than it really is. Any ideas which temple this is?
Juno?
Not Juno.
Jupiter.
Nope, an older god than those.
Mars? No, Saturn.
Saturn, yeah, Temple of Saturn, you bet. And then back here, you can see that that arch. That arch is going to be the the Arch of Septimius Severus, who's the first African emperor. Way back over here. See that? That building? That's the Temple of Antoninus Pius and Faustina. And then on this side, you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a weatherman right now. Yeah, so that temple right there, that's I believe it's the Temple of Vespasian, although I often get it mixed up with the Temple of Concord. Again, ruins, and you can see how lots of the ruins are down here, where it's just a column base or that sort of thing. And you can only really see kind of a piece of what Roman history was like with these ruins. You really have to go somewhere else to see the glory of Rome, as it were. And that place, let me just show you, because there's only really one place that's in its original condition. And it's not even the Colosseum. It's not even right here, because notice the ruins. Okay, you see the ruins right there, guys?
Yep.
It's in ruins. Although you get a sense of what it was like. But the one that's still in the best shape, believe it or not, is this one right here. You can really get a feel for it. What is this building right here?
Marcus Agrippa.
It was built by Marcus Agrippa. You bet it was.
Marcus Agrippa. Oh, it went away. I should stop talking.
Yeah, when he was the Marcus Agrippa, the son of Lucius, FL, Filius Luci, when he was COS, consul for a tertium. What does tertium mean?
For
Third time. When he was consul a third time, he faked it.
He made.
Made.
He made it. Guys, this is the front of the Pantheon.
Oh.
So this is the best place to see the glory of Rome when it's not in ruins. But the Forum, I think, is, well, I'm a little partial to the Forum, mainly because that's where it's a little more evocative, as it were. In other words, because you can use your imagination, I think it's in some ways better than the Pantheon, where you don't really need an imagination. But I think both are useful. Why are we talking about this? Tomorrow is Rome's birthday.
Whoa.
Ah.
Yes, the 21st. Yes, April 21st.
Oh, this is when you're going to have your JCL thing, right?
That's correct. Yeah, JCL would have been, well, actually, this past Friday.
Ah.
Yeah, JCL would have been this past Friday. And Rome's birthday is tomorrow. It'll turn 2,773 tomorrow.
Huh.
Ah,
Yeah, there you go.
ripe old age.
Ripe old age of 2,773 tomorrow. Yeah, that's kind of some fun stuff. Okay, so there's your fun for the day. Let's look at some more. Caesar. Let's turn to book 4.
Look, Pete,
Yes, Jacob, talk to me.
can I have a minute to try to fix Wi-Fi so there's no delay?
I'm sorry, say it one more time, Jacob.
Can I have a minute to go fix my Wi-Fi real quick?
You got it. Have at it, sir. Okay. So what I've done, folks, is I've turned to 4.24, and that's on page 48. And then, we'll go all the way through page, 78. So pages 48 to 78. We're obviously not going to read all that Latin. But as you all go through and spend your time, you're going to come up with some parts that you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Usually I won't have read it in a while, and so I may have to go back and backtrack a little bit till we get to the right place. But that's kind of how that goes. Okay, Ot Barbari. Who has some questions for me from book 4? Levi, talk to me.
Mine's later on in book 4. I started translating through 4.24, and I just got stuck around line 10.
Okay, I'm gonna put on some headphones here. I'm having trouble hearing you. Hold on just a second. See what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, now talk to me.
Okay, so I could translate like lines 1 through 9, but around 10 I started to get stuck.
Sure. And that's on 4.24?
Yeah.
Great. Anybody have any questions before that? Yeah, James, go ahead.
I think it was that line 3, that last phrase, reliquis down to prohibibant. The translation I got something, but I just wanted to make sure I did it right, because there's a bunch of verbs in there that I didn't know if I used them correctly.
Sure.
What section is this that James is
This
talking
is
about?
4.24,
Page 48.
line 3.
Page 48. Yeah, this is talking about the charioteers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. So it's talking about the charioteers, by which kind, quo plerum quae genere, by which kind they were accustomed, consuerunt. And he uses accustomed a lot because he's trying to explain how the barbarians act and how they operate. So they were accustomed to use in battles in Proileis. Okay, so by which kind they were greatly accustomed, or most often accustomed to use in battles, and having followed closely the rest of their supplies, they kept us from Egredi Nawibus. And what does Egredi mean?
Disembarking.
Disembarking on ships. Okay, they kept us from disembarking on ships. So this is talking about when they make a foray into Britain and kind of what happens there when they make that foray into Britain. Okay, so okay. So then, did you still have questions there, James, on page 49?
No, that was it.
Okay, so we'll skip ahead then, Levi, to your question, unless somebody else has a question in between. Nope, still good? Okay, great. So then let's see here. Where does this start?
Where are we at?
All one sentence, page 49. I think it's all one sentence.
Yeah.
So that's why I was having trouble figuring out where it started. Let's go back to Ignotis Locis, line 7. With the places unknown, with their hands weighed down, impeditis manibus, oppressed by the great and heavy weight of their weapons, oppressis. So at the same time, oppressis, oppressed by the great and heavy weight of their weapons, armorum. Carter, we're on page 49.
Okay,
Page 49.
I am there.
And of jumping down in from their boats, and of standing put, consistendum, of standing put in their, or I should say, in the waves, and fighting with the enemy. Since I'd probably do that cum there as since. They're on line 9. I suppose you could do it as a temporal. You could do it as while they, ili, while they are either, and the they here is the enemy, while they are either from dry land or just a little bit in the water, or palum and aquam, just a little bit in the water, with all their limbs free, expeditus, with all their limbs free, with the places known to them, they throw, and this again is the enemy, they throw their darts boldly, their tela audacter, and they incitaren, they sort of, they urge on their trained horses, their horses that have been trained for this. Okay, so he's showing all the disadvantages of the Romans and all the advantages of the Britons. Okay, Ethan, question. That's 4.24. Yeah, Jacob, go ahead.
Line 14, about quo in pedestrians to the end.
You're talking about on page 50, Jacob? Okay, so quibus rebus, anytime we start with quid quid quo, this is what we talked about earlier, anytime we start with quid quid quo, you've got to think about and these things, okay? Or and by these things. You might say quibus rebus and by these things. And our guys, nostri per teriti, and our guys thoroughly scared, thoroughly terrified by these things. And imperiti, inexperienced. There's that inexperienced word again. We had it earlier, imperitos, remember? And inexperienced altogether, omnino. Inexperienced altogether of this, huius generis, of this type of battle. All right, Jacob Bowling, makes sense so far? Okay. Not with the eadim alacritate. Notice that eadim dim's the same. Not with the same sharpness, and zeal, with which consuerant, they had been accustomed. Again, we've got this, they had been accustomed. They had been accustomed to uti, to use in pedestribus proiliis. That means hand-to-hand combat. That's what we would call it, hand-to-hand combat. And so then we've got to pick up utebantur somewhere. They were not using the same bitterness. Carter, I see you. Hold on just one sec. They were not using the same sort of sharpness, bitterness, that sort of thing, eagerness, and enthusiasm with which they were accustomed to use in hand-to-hand combat. Okay, everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Carter, what's your question now that you're gone? Okay, there we go. All right, so we'll come back to Carter when he comes back. Let's do that. 4.25, rocking through it, 4.25, here we go. Quod ubi Caesar animat, where it's it? This is when Caesar realized it. Okay, so all that stuff was going on. Caesar hadn't realized it yet. Finally, Caesar realized it, and now we're going to see what the great leader is going to do to change things. All right. So in 4.25, do we have questions? Jacob Bull. Oh, Carter, we're back to you. What's up?
So on line 6, there is, it says magnitudinem nisi in alto, right? So, and I know after si nisi numen ne, all the ollies go away, right?
Yep, that's right.
So where's the ollie in this?
Well, the ollies only go away when there's a qui qua quod. So olliquis, olliquid, olliquis means someone or anyone. Olliquid means something or anything. When there's not a quis or a quid, that doesn't apply.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good question. So nisi here just means except.
Okay.
Yeah, except they would not be able to stand in the deep, in the alto. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Or to be anchored, I should say. All right. Any other questions about 4.24 before we move on? Great. 4.25. Questions. Jacob Bowling, talk to me.
I was getting tripped up in line 3 about like around line 4.
Palum removere or et ad latus apertum?
Palum removere.
Great. Okay. Jacob Hirsch, or no, sorry, Joe Havens, did you have a question before that? You're muted, Joe.
What line is he on?
Line 3 of 4.25.
Okay, no, mine's after that.
Okay, sounds good. Basically, what we have so far is just Caesar realized it. It's unusual for the barbarians. And what is it unusual for them? The naves longas, the long boats, which are basically quicker than the others. That it will be removed, that they will be removed, that they will be taken away a little bit by the onerariis navibus, by the transport ships, and that they will be incitari, that they will be urged on by the oars, by the remis, and that basically he ordered, and this is all based on usage. Remember what I said. When you're doing Caesar, you want to figure out what the governing verb is, and that's going to control everything else. So we see usage. He ordered that all these things happen, that those be a little bit more removed, that they be, urged on by the oars, or that it be removed, sorry, by the transport ships, that they be urged on by the oars. In other words, he orders the men to start rowing, and that it be anchored at the side or at the wide opening of the enemy. In other words, he wants them to pull around to the side where there's an opening and that's where he wants them to anchor. And from there, he ordered that these things be propelled at them. What are the things that might be propelled at them? Fundis, Sagitis, Tormentis. Okay, and what are all those things? You guys tell me. Fundis, Sagitis, Tormentis.
Slingshots, arrows.
Slingshots, arrows, and wait, what was the
Catapults. Yep. That they be propelled and
right?
that the enemy be driven away. What's that, Carter?
At work is kind of out right now, so
Why don't you go up to where your dad usually hosts class?
that's yeah.
Why don't you do that? Usually works better for you. Okay. Let's see. Quaeres magno, usui nostris fuit. And this was of great use for us. Okay, so he talks about Caesar, and then he says this was of great use for us. And there you go. So he's basically complimenting himself. Hey, great idea, Caesar. Okay, Joe, we're ready for you.
Yeah. I don't actually have lines because I'm using an online document, but
Oh, sure.
probably somewhere around line 15 or so.
Okay, great.
Hoc cum voce magna dixicet, say blah blah blah.
Excellent. By the way, the test loves this section. They think this is awesome because it is awesome.
14.
Dang it.
What'd you say, Jacob?
Line 14.
At line 14, page 53. We're page 53, line 14.
All right.
I gotta go get my book.
So with this, or with a magna voce, with a big voice, he had said hoc, he had said this, that, all right, right, so he projected himself. Oh, sorry, that's when it says that he said that with a big voice, that's what he had already said in lines, those lines before. Decilite, jump down, guys. I'm either going to show myself worthy to the Republic and to the Emperor, basically. I'm gonna hand over the eagle to the enemy. Basically, this is the eagle bearer, okay, that's jumping down, and he's saying, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make myself a name today. And he projected himself. If that had a J in it, it would make perfect sense. It just means project. He jumped down. So he threw himself from the ship, and he began to ferre the aquilum. He began to carry the eagle toward the enemy. So if this guy hadn't done that, they would have basically been paralyzed in their ships. Nobody would have gotten down. Nobody would have done anything. And he sort of throws himself, carrying the eagle, throws himself into the water. And then Nostri, then our guys, cohortati, encouraged among themselves. What happens? Deducus, lest any disgrace, or lest certain disgrace be, it really means be obtained or be gotten. They all, universi, they all jumped down from their boat. Everybody. Okay. Okay, other questions about 4.25?
I'm assuming when it says milites, nisi, vultis, it's the same thing that Carter had, where it's just unless, and there's no ollie.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep. Good. Yeah, unless there's a quis or a quid, then the si nisi numine rule doesn't apply. Good question. Okay, so we're through 2 chapters already. Nice work, everybody. 4.26. Anybody have anything in 4.26? And as I said, I'd like to spend a little bit of time, a couple class periods on book 4, because this is the stuff that's the oldest for you. We've done at least Aeneid this semester. I mean, I know it seems like forever ago, but it is more recent than book 4. Alec, you feeling all right? Okay, all right. Let's do this, folks. Let's see here. We're gonna do a little quiz bowl. So instead of having hands at the ready, I want you to actually use your reaction button, and you'll do a thumbs up. Whoever's the first to thumbs up, and I know some of you are on delay, and that's just the way life works, guys. But whoever gives me the first thumbs up, you're gonna be that's the one I call on for a little quiz bowl. Okay, so you'll probably all need to unmute at this point so that as soon as you thumbs up and I call on you, you can give me the answer. Okay, question 1. Where is book 4 set? Joe.
The shores of Britain.
That's correct. Nicely done. 1 point for Joe. Next question. If you start a sentence with qui, quae, quod, how do you translate it? That was, Joe, you were the first to respond.
And these.
And these or and those. That is correct. Nicely done. Okay, next question. What does consuerunt mean? Joe again. Wow.
Convince or sway.
No, wrong. Jacob Bolin, you were next.
Accustomed?
Accustomed is correct. They were accustomed. That's right. Ooh, there's a hard question coming, folks. Let's see if you can do it. Uti. What does uti mean? Yes, James.
Use.
Use. That's correct. Nicely done. Next question. It's actually a double-sided.
Oh, wait. Do I need to raise my hand?
Yes, you have to use the reaction button. You got to use the reaction button there. Whoever's first on the reaction button, Carter, is the one I call on. Jacob Hirschberger, that's fine. You can use your hand with a thumbs up. That'd be fine.
Carter and
Okay.
Alec don't have it either.
Okay. You guys don't have reaction buttons, so you can just do an old school thumbs up if you have the answer. Okay? Okay. So here we go. This one's a 2-pronged response. I need to know the literal definition and the way we define it. Animad huerto. Animad huerto. Nobody knows animad huerto. Ooh-wee. Okay. I'll tell you then. Animad huerto literally means to turn your mind, but the way we say it is to notice something. To turn your mind or to notice. Nice work. Let's see here. How about, and he uses animad huerto a lot. So that's something you guys might want to think about. And this one is a 2-pronged also. I want to know what it comes from. This next word, what it comes from and what it means. Barbari. Okay. Barbari.
It's me. That's me.
Joe, it was you.
It was. It means barbarian, and it comes from the fact that they didn't understand what they were saying, and it sounds like they were saying bar. Over.
That's correct. That is correct. Okay. Sorry, I was just breaking a little spaghetti there, folks. Got it broken. Okay. In honor of Italy's, Rome's birthday tomorrow. Okay, next question. This has to do with endings on words. Okay, endings on words. What sort of word ends with an NS or an NTES? NS or an NTES? Yes, James.
Is it a participle?
That's correct. It is a participle. Yes. Vanillans, vanillantis. That's correct. Okay. Next question.
The vanilla participle.
Yes, that's right. What sort of a word ends with a TE? Ends with a TE. What sort of a word? Yes, Joe.
Command.
That's correct. Or I would have accepted the word imperative. Imperative or command. Nicely done. Okay. Next question. Where did Caesar sail from when he was going to Britain? James.
Gaul.
That's correct. I would have accepted Gaul or Gallia, either one. It's actually not a very long distance. Jacob, question, or were you responding? Okay. Next question. Who wrote this book that we're reading? Ethan.
Caesar.
Yes, that's correct. When we say Caesar, to which Caesar are we referring?
Julius.
Whoa, Ethan doubling up. Yes, 2 quick points for Ethan. Nice work. Okay. I want, this next one has 3 answers. 3 answers. What are 3 possible definitions for the word tela? Joe?
Spear, arrow, or sword.
So close, Joe. I'm gonna go look at Levi there.
Spear, arrow, pointed thingy.
I can't give it to either one of you on technical grounds. Lauren?
Me?
Yeah.
Spear, arrow, or dart? Was that one of them?
Again, on technical grounds, I cannot give it to any of you 3. Ethan?
Spear, dart, or sword.
Still can't give it to you. James?
I would say spear. I'd also say weapon and dart.
Okay, guys, I got to share the screen because all of you so far have done something. You've all made the same mistake, to be honest with you. Whoops, I need to clear that off. Because we are looking at the word tela. You have all translated the word telum.
Oh.
Tela is plural. You were all right. Everybody was right. You just weren't thinking about the fact that it was a plural word. Caught on a technicality. I would have accepted spears, darts, arrows, pointy thingies, swords, anything with a point, but they had to be plural because it's tela, not telum.
Can we get points so it's a half point each?
No half points, Joe. What? Come on, Joe. All right. This is not life skills class. This is Latin class. Okay. Now, let's see here. Nailed it. Okay. Now, this next one. I want at least two definitions for the following word. This is your last quiz bowl question. Alto. Joe.
Deep or high?
I will accept that. Joe probably won this rendition of Quiz Bowl.
2 points.
And what's that?
At 2 points, like 1 point each.
Yes, absolutely it is. There's no doubt about that. Okay, guys. You remember that? Here we go. Carter, since you weren't here earlier, I do need to know your points from the 30-minute sessions you were to have.
He's been frozen for a long time.
Yeah. Hey, Carter.
Okay. Well, he just blinked, guys. I think he's still with us. All right, no problem. Carter, I'll need to know your points from those 30-minute sessions. We're going to basically do the same thing. I'm going to ask you to do 30 minutes per day, which is not much, honestly. It's a pretty low assignment for an advanced placement class. I'm going to assign 30 minutes per day of translating. Let me share that with you just to be sure we are all on the same page. So we'll clear that out. 30 minutes per day. That means between now and next time we meet, you have 1 hour total before the next class. Okay, 1 hour total of Latin. And then I'll ask you about that. Some of you still have a little bit of makeup to do from the last one. And we'll start at 4.26, okay, and we'll go forward from there. 4.2, I don't know why that didn't work, but it didn't. So we start at 4.26. Okay, there we go. Jacob Bulling.
So I have like 15 minutes to make up do I need to do 45 minutes today to get to those 15 minutes?
That's
Or
correct.
can I do an hour tomorrow? 15, like, what do you?
However you want to do it. It's fine. Some of you will want to do it all at once. That's fine. I don't care. Since it's just half an hour, I think you guys actually probably have the fortitude at this point to do an hour of Latin at a time. I don't think that's crazy. So, so yeah, that's fine with me. It doesn't matter to me. And you could even do an hour and 15 all at one time, Jacob, between now and next time we meet. No problem. Okay, other questions, guys, about that assignment? Does that make sense? I know it's kind of loosey-goosey, but that's the best thing because you guys are all preparing on your own for the test. Okay. All right. Anybody have anything else? Okay, good to see you all. Pax Vobis cum.
Take 'em.
Taken.
And